honestly, one of my biggest, maybe I could say biggest regrets is not settling down or like not picking a wife like
early
earlier, like,
enough.
when
Yeah,
I was,
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, to
I
be
wish I
honest,
had picked someone that, like, you know, one of my young loves that we by now we have. Maybe I must have had like a 14-year-old kid running around.
But why do you say that? Because even where you are now, like you're doing well for yourself, you're successful,
Very
like
well.
you're growing and all, and now you at least have a foundation if you're in a relationship. But do you feel like that would have changed if you started early?
No, I feel like now I'm a bit too selfish. Like now I've seen what
That's
hard work
exactly
and
it.
consistency can
That's
do.
exactly
So
it.
that's what my eyes are locked on. Do you get, like,
that's exactly it.
so time to now focus and cut out the time, which is also necessary to build a relationship. I honestly look for it, but like I can't find it. But then I had more time on my hands. I could have easily learned, you know, done that whole relationship process. But now it's like, bro, if I do this, and this, I'm getting this Oscar. Like, bro, it's hard to now say, okay, you know what? Let this Oscar wait. Let me focus on the relationship. That's on one hand. And on the other hand, there's now so many options. Do you understand? Because with wealth and success comes, like, you know, admiration and, you know, all of that. You know, so there's now me having to ask myself the question of, okay, who's for real? Who's pretending? Who likes Bad Boy T? Who really likes Timini? Who's really about it? If I meet a girl that is acting like she's about it, or is about it, I'm not asking myself, is she acting like she's about it?
Or she's really
just not, you know? So it's like,
So
there's a
this-
whole
yeah.
lot of things that now make it so complex as compared to like how it was back in the day when it was just, I love you, you love me, I'm broke. But yeah.
Now you see this thing. No, I strongly agree, particularly because I feel like if I had locked in whoever I was in love with at 26 or 27 or whatever it is, apart from just having a phase in your life where your career kind of, you know, puts you in a place where that becomes your determination and devotion, there's also the aspect of being so exposed to people that are going to play on your trust, people that are going to play on your perception of what love is supposed to be, people that are going to play on your perception of what being genuine is supposed to be. Because the truth is, your fragility at the time was, your vulnerability at the time was why you were easily able to fall in love. Like it was just, okay, that's your only idea on love. You don't need other perceptions. You don't need other perspectives. You're just like, okay, this is what I know. This sounds pure. I'm going to go with this. Now there's so many angles of doubts. But there's so many angles of...
For both of you, what I was going to ask is, it comes to you, then it'll come to you. I also want to ask you, because two different perspectives. So for one now, if you found a woman that aligned with your vision, that is, because I get what you're saying in terms of, like, especially all of us, when we get older now, the experiences we've been through sort of make us a bit more guarded in a way.
100%.
You're a bit more guarded.
yeah.
But then do you also now feel like we also now at this age also have that control now to actually open up to an extent in terms of the kind of women that we know we need? That's why I said, like, the difference between having a woman you want and need, it also takes a bit of vulnerability from us to also say, in that vision we're chasing, are we ready to at least give some of these women a try? So do you feel like... So I guess my question to you is that, do you feel like are you open-minded enough to try with certain women that fit your vision?
I'm open-minded enough to try with not. I'm open-minded enough to try. Period. It can be any type of woman. I feel like why I'm still single now is because I've been trying to, you know, put my spec in a box, and because of that, I've met the wrong people. I've met people that didn't work out. I've had unnecessary expectations. Now I'm just open-minded to find love wherever it comes from. And the thing about finding true love is that you can't even be guarded 1%. Like, you have to be able to just lose your guard and just say, if I die, I die. You understand?
this is facts. This is actual fact. This is actual
So
fact.
that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, because really, it's okay. So I've been
Same question to you now then.
I've been single for a while, a really long time, right? And in that time, I've spent a lot of it like discovering myself. Now, the problem with self-discovery is that you find a lot of peace in what you discover, and you use that as your coping mechanism, right? And so if what I'm used to is I wake up in the morning, there's a certain way I like my breakfast, or a certain time of the day I like to cook my breakfast, there's a certain schedule in how I use my phone. It's my rules, right? There's nobody that's saying, okay, well, do this way, do that way instead. And you do that for a number of times, you create a peace around that, right? Now, when it comes to having to fall in love with somebody, there's so much compromise that has to come with it.
I disagree. People say that, but you can still have your own schedule
No,
and time in it.
No, I'm not even saying that the compromise is bad, right? I'm saying the compromise is there. There's no There's no love you will find that it will just fit
Oh, of course, you
into-
can't be your 100%.
Exactly. Now, but that's the problem. When you are single and have found peace for so long, you want 100%. That's why when he even mentioned something about, putting your spec in a box. Putting your spec in a box also comes around the things you want from the person, the things you like. So you say, okay, I want somebody that eats breakfast the way I eat breakfast. That's an unrealistic expectation, right? But it's an expectation you would grow into because it's a peace you found. And you've grown that peace because you're coming
So
from
what
somewhere where
about,
you didn't
let me
get
ask you,
the peace
so
enough.
what about dropping those now and, like he said,
And now be
going with an
vulnerable.
open, because one thing I've learned now that I've retired
Yes.
is that, what happened?
No, nothing.
I've
Continue.
retired. I
I
can't say
know,
what
we
I've
know,
We know.
but you keep on saying it's fine.
No, you.
Pressure us, okay? Pressure
telling
us.
yourself. He's telling
Pressure
himself.
us. Pressure
Now that
us.
I've retired, like one thing I learned in the experience of getting there is that at first I thought I was going to come with all these expectations, and maybe the advantage I had, which is another thing, is I knew the person, like we had been guys for a long while, so the expectation was just like, okay, will you be my friend? That's the main thing. Everything else was just learning along the way, like, and I'll just ask myself every day, can you handle this? Yeah. Can you handle this? Yeah. If I can't
that's
handle
exactly,
now, if I can't handle it now, like if it's something I can't handle, that's where you said yourself that I learned that you have to be so vulnerable that you're even ready to have that conversation then and
And
there.
just some things, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's something,
to
yeah.
be honest, in that process of doing that, I think that's what made everything moving forward easier, because I was actually like mature enough at this age now to have those conversations. I don't have to necessarily change myself because, like I said, I still know my vision of where I want to go. But it's like I said, I had to ask the questions or befriend the person in a way that, are you aligned with my vision? Not that you're bringing me down, but are you also bringing me up in where I'm going? So that's why I said, like, you have to do.
Yeah,
You have
I mean,
to open up, brother.
So I think
Open
the
up.
thing is, you see, when vulnerability comes with a lot of what you've experienced and what you're not trying to experience anymore, right? Which is why he said you have to really drop the guard fully. And so there's certain signs you see in people that you're like, hey, this one is already moving weird again. Or you get when you're talking to somebody, everything looks good, but you see, you've also been in the point where everything looked good and was still messed up.
Yeah.
So when you see everything looking good,
do you guys change? Oh, let me ask you. Oh, it's a good question for us men. Do you change some of your behavioral patterns when dealing with new women? So what that means is, for example, now let's say the girls that you saw red flags on, there's certain things you maybe tolerated or allowed that got it to that point. Do you change your stance when it comes to different women every time, or do you allow it as in, okay, I'm just going to play the same game with everyone to see if you...
I'm
very
actually I'm the most annoying version of myself, the worst version of myself
during
when I
you're
start
talking
talking to a
that's
babe.
that's exactly me. That's
Like,
exactly
I don't...
Explain, explain
for
what you
me
mean by
now,
that.
Communication can seem like
That's exactly
a
it.
shackle on my neck. Do you understand? Like girls that want like consistent,
Your
like
time,
you know
your
those.
everything.
What are we doing? What's up? What's happening? How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. Bro, if you see the kind of days that I have, bro, I'm not in 4 movies in the cinema every month because I have
you're
time to
having
be
to
saying, have you eaten? Do you understand? So
Yeah.
when a girl is asking me, or a girl starts to complain about stuff like that, which is very valid for girls that like stuff like that.
Yes.
There are girls that love that. They feel like
Yeah.
if you love me, and I blame TikTok because TikTok
I said this thing.
TikTok is out there with every other 5 signs that he's not into you.
Yes.
5
Oh
signs
my
that he's not
days,
interested.
yes.
If he doesn't call you one, bro, like those people doing those TikToks are single. You understand?
And half the time they're not even getting that treatment.
from their boyfriends, right? So if for
But
me,
not that the treatment is not valid.
it's valid
like
if
what
you
you
want
like is
that,
what you
yeah,
exactly.
but those
is
are
what
not units to
Standards,
use to
yeah.
manage or
Yeah.
measure like if someone likes you or not. So me, when we start talking, like I would be annoying. Like I actually sometimes I want to buzz you. I'm like, let me know this.
So let me ask you guys a question. What's your goal? Not that I say it's wrong, but what's your goal in doing that with the girl you meet?
So that it doesn't seem like I started to do something because I wanted to paint a wrong picture. Then eventually, when you've now broken down and you now love me, or maybe I've now fucked, you now start to tell me,
Seeing that you've changed.
Oh, I've changed.
This
I
is
don't want to
exactly
hear
it.
that
This is
thing. Do you
exactly
understand?
it.
I want to show you.
So
who
let
I am.
me shed more light on this.
Mm-hmm.